thought I'd just kick this session off by defining basket analysis. So this in front of you, this is what Wikipedia says. This is their definition, and it speaks about market basket analysis being a subset of affinity analysis. So really, affinity analysis is analysis and mining techniques that we use to discover relationships among activities. Market basket analysis is a subset of that. Really, it's about gaining insight into the purchasing behaviour of your customers while they're in your business. It's not loyalty, not really. You can add loyalty into it or membership into it, but at its simplest form, it's anonymous customers and it's finding out what sells with what. When you add loyalty and membership into basket analysis, so you know who your customers are when they're making the transactions, then that takes it to the next level. And Amazon are a great example of this. They've built a business around this basket analysis model. I'm sure we're all aware. We log on to Amazon, we start to search for a particular book, and you're bombarded with emails saying people that look for this book were also interested in this book. So that is, that's basket analysis. So why do we do it? Well, retailers do it for merchandising reasons, so you can change your merchandising as a result of basket analysis. And a very famous example is Walmart a few years ago saw a correlation between the sale of beer and nappies after 6 o'clock in the evening. And upon closer investigation, they found out that fathers who had been asked to pick up nappies on the way home felt they couldn't leave the store without buying beer. So so Walmart got an uplift in sales by merchandising those two products, beer and nappies, together in one place to make it easier for these guys to run in, grab what they want, pay and go. So how does that fit with hospitality? Well, knowing what sells with what can be a very useful thing when it comes to planning a table d'hote menu. Knowing what starters and what sides and what desserts sell with particular main courses is very important to me, so you can make sure that they're all included on your table d'hote menu. Another reason is cross-selling and upselling. And we have a customer who made a 6-figure number based on basket analysis, and the way they did that is they had a series of reports that they used to educate their waiting staff that when a particular customer buys a certain main course, then on average they're likely to buy this other, this other side or this pudding. And if they hadn't already ordered that, then they can suggest it, and that, as I say, that made them 6 figures. The other kind of idea behind basket analysis is around promotion planning. So to get a really compelling promotion, it's great to know what sells with what, but also the flip side of it is if you've got a really strong correlation between two products, so people are likely to buy one product if they've bought another, then you've got to make sure that you don't give that product away because you're giving margin away, or at least if you are, you understand the reasons and you understand the implications. Okay, so let's have a look at basket analysis in action. So if I go into my web browser, I'm going to launch my business analytics tool. For those of you that were with us a couple of weeks ago for our first webinar, you'll recognize this. This is exactly the same environment, the same application that we used for dashboarding and unit level analysis. And that's key in business analytics. Get all your data together in one place so you can do all your analysis in one place to go, one version of the truth. In order to do basket analysis, we need transaction level data, so the lowest possible level of granularity of data. And if you get that into your business analytics tool, you can add it all the way up to get a dashboard such as this, which is performance across the whole business. and you can also do the kind of analysis that we're going to be doing now in basket analysis. So if I move on to my basket analysis tab, what we've got here is just to talk a little bit about the data. We've got 2 years worth of data for 19 pubs. The way this product works, this is a product called ClipView. The way it works is what you make selections. So if I select City Taverns, which is one of the divisions, all the pubs that are in City Taverns have gone white, and all the pubs that aren't in City Taverns have gone grey. So we get this concept of green, white, grey, what's associated with my selection and what's not. So if I clear all selections, down here is my basket analysis report, if you like. This is where we're going to do the majority of our analysis. And straight away, I can see that we've got just shy of 3 million transactions in this data set that we can start to play with. And the best-selling product is Carling. 23% of all purchases in this business are Carling. The next bestseller is Pepsi at 7%, etc., etc., etc. So without doing anything, we've got a bit of insight there. But what about basket analysis? Well, basket analysis is, in its simplest form, is what sells with what. So if I find the best way to demonstrate basket analysis is to pick a product that has other products closely related to it, ones that have a good correlation. So if I just go to my product detail here, and I choose Red Bull, select Red Bull. So Red Bull is my target product. What sells with Red Bull? Well, we can see that Red Bull is in 100% of our transactions, which you'd expect, because that's our target. 46% probability that you'll buy a Smirnoff with it, or a 45% probability you'll buy a Jägermeister. So if you buy Red Bull, you're likely to buy either one or the other. So there's a very strong correlation between both of those. So just to talk a little bit about what we've got here, we can see that we've got quantity sold, the actual net sales, the gross margin. But for this analysis, the statistical importance is very interesting. So we can see that when you buy a Red Bull, you've got a 46% chance of buying a Smirnoff. But because Smirnoff is sold with other things apart from Red Bull, it's not very important. So the combination is not statistically important. However, when you buy a Red Bull and a Jägermeister, the two are almost always bought together. So there is a strong importance as well. Interestingly as well, we've got a bit of Cointreau down here. So there's 2% chance you buy Cointreau. For some reason, people will drink Red Bull with Cointreau. So why? I'm not sure. But, okay, so that's simply that's simple. What sells with what basket analysis. You can gain some insight into what's going on. How you make money out of this is by upselling, selling more. So I'm going to clear my selections, and I'm going to choose a product. I'm going to choose a ribeye. So a ribeye steak. So I want to know what sells with a ribeye steak so that I can tell my waiting staff that if somebody orders a ribeye, then these are the kind of side starters, desserts that you should be looking to try and upsell them. So we can see ribeye 100% because that's our target. There's a 27% chance you'll buy a sauce with it, which I suppose is fair enough, and it's statistically important that combination. But what I'm really interested in is sides. So if I select sides here, these are all the sides that sell with my ribeye. So we can see there's our sauce, garlic bread, French bread, chunky chips, cheese top chips, onions, etc., etc. So you'd probably pull out garlic bread and French bread as products that you'd want to communicate. Okay, so that's sides. What about desserts? So we can see with desserts, we've got special dessert, so whatever's on the specials board, brownie, ice cream, etc., etc. So again, worth communicating, and we can do the same with starters. So you can see how quickly and easily we can start to get some understanding of what people who are buying a ribeye, what else is in their basket. Okay, so that's upselling. What about promotion planning? If I keep my ribeye selection here, I want to bundle something with ribeye to sell as a promotion. So I'm going to go for a red wine. So what red wine sells best with Merlot? Sorry, with ribeye. Well, it's a Merlot. So I'm going to select those two together. So this is key as well. So this is not just what sells with a product. This is what sells with a combination of products. So what sells with a combination of Merlot and ribeye? Well, we've got our old friend garlic bread, cod fillet, Pepsi. There's a lot of noise in this because this is the whole product set. So actually, what I'm after is I'm going to look at what starter sells. So let's choose starter. Right, we've got a brie starter. So that's quite a nice little bundle for promotion because Merlot will go with brie as well as with ribeye. So I think I've got some fairly sound scientific reasons for bundling together ribeye, Merlot, and brie in a promotion. So that's a very quick whistle-stop tour of basket analysis. Again, you can get very deep. You can do all sorts of combinations of products and exclude other products. There's all sorts of things we can do with this. But in a nutshell, that's it. It's what sells with a product, what sells with a combination of products. And the money to be made in this is around upsell, cross-sell, and promotion planning. So moving on to what-if analysis. Again, same data, just a different tab. So what this is about is modeling scenarios. So this is a very simple example, but this can get as complex as you want. And the example I'm going to do is I'm going to change the retail price of a product and see the effect of my, see what the net increase or decrease in sales is as a result of that. So Carling was our bestseller, so let's search for Carling. And what I'm doing here is I'm searching for in the whole data set for Carling. Carling doesn't exist in its own right in the hierarchy, so I couldn't go and select Carling in one place. But there's what, 4 or 5 products with Carling in it that I want to include in my what if. So I'm going to select all of those, and we can see that for our 2 years, 19 pubs, we've done £2.756 million worth of sales of Carling. So it's a significant amount. We know it's our bestseller. What happens if I increase my retail price by 2%? When I move my slider, and I make an extra £55,000. That's great. Now the reality, of course, is that if you did that, people would stop buying Carling and start buying something else. So maybe we need to get a little bit deeper into this. So if I reset my sliders, what I could do is I could go back to my Carling supplier and say, look, we've done nearly £3 million worth of Carling in the last 2 years. Why don't you give us 2% off our cost price? So that immediately means that we make an extra £16,539 of margin. So that would enable me to drop my retail price by maybe 2%, which means that I could get maybe 8% worth of increase of the quantity sold. So all is good. I made an extra £177,000 over 2 years. So not an insignificant amount. So this is what if. It's really just interacting with the actual data that's coming in, and this is data that's coming in from your tills, polling in overnight or coming in straight away. So you can interact with that data in real time. What it isn't is predictive analytics. So it isn't going to tell you if I drop my retail price by 2%, what can I expect? How much more can I expect to buy? Expect to be bought? Well, that's predictive analytics. That's a different subject, and that will be another webinar later on. But this is really just about interacting with your data and kind of really understanding what's going on and be able to model scenarios. Okay, so just to recap, this is business analytics. It's transaction level. till data in one place enables you to do dashboarding, which we saw in the previous webinar, and we've done really in-depth analysis around our basket analysis that's looking right down into a transaction across 3 million transactions and working out what sells with what. And then we've also gone to model some scenarios using what if. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time. I'll hand you back over to Penny.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jason. So hope you found today's analytics webinar interesting, and I hope you're able to join us for our next session, which is on the 16th of July. We're going to be covering topics such as reviewing operator performance, loss prevention, and also assessing the success of your loyalty programs and incentives. So that's on the 16th of July. This recording will be available on our website very shortly.